Frederick Douglass taught us that the three most important boxes in this country are the ballot box, the cartridge box, and the jury box. And I love that. We don't talk enough about the importance of jury service. Certainly, we talk about military service being a civic duty or voting being a civic duty, but we don't have conversations about the role of serving on a jury. My name is Will Snowden. I am the founder of the Juror Project. And the Juror Project has two main goals. First, we're trying to increase diversity of our jury panels, and second, we are trying to improve people's perspectives of jury duty. Now, we all have heard the jokes about getting out of jury service, and we're familiar with the tactics that people have when you get a summons in the mail. Folks try to call their lawyer friends or their judge friends and ask, how do I get out of a jury service? And if you were to go to Google right now and type in how to get out of, it will automatically fill in jury duty. Because so many people are so focused on getting out of jury service, they would really have to change their mindset to understand this is access to power that our community too frequently casts away, right? As a country, we were really interested in the outcome of the Derek Chauvin trial for killing George Floyd. As a country, we were really interested in the outcome of the trial of the three men who killed Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia. And as a country, we were really tuned into Ava DuVernay's series When They See Us about the exonerated five in New York City. What I want folks to remember is keep that same energy when you get a summons in the mail, because you never know what type of case you're going to be showing up for and the opportunity that you have to influence a person's life. When we think about the different things that people go through to get out of jury service, they will cite their religious affiliation, or they'll talk about how their neighbor told them that jury service is a waste of time, or that they can't be fair and impartial. Whatever it might be, sometimes reasons are just given not to actually represent a person's individual beliefs, but they are answers that they have learned or been coached to give to get out of jury service. And we really have to change that mindset. Louisiana as a state has had more exonerations than any other state in the country. And what that means is that our state and our juries are getting it wrong much more frequently than other states. Everybody can agree that it is an injustice for an innocent person to serve time in prison for a crime they did not commit. And so when you get that summons in the mail, understand there's power in that envelope. There's power with you showing up into that jury box. And in fact, there's research that supports and demonstrates the benefits of diversity. The American Bar Association reminds us that when we have more diverse juries, we get longer deliberations. We get more objective decisions being made. We get more questions being asked in the deliberation room, and we get more accurate verdicts.
The 1875 Civil Rights Act outlawed race-based discrimination in jury service. But 135 years later, illegal exclusion of racial minorities still persists to this day. How should a juror behave?
Obviously, be who you are as a person of African descent, African American, Black, however it is you identify. Be mindful of your presentation. If you're looking to make the jury, I've always said be careful of the biases that you present. And I know, and what I mean by that is I've been a part of some jury selections where they have stricken what appears to be radical or pro-Black people, right? Present itself in different types of ways, whether it's a billboard, whether it's an emblem, whether it's a symbol, whether you're actually saying these things, right? Say to folks is that if they're looking to exercise their civil duties, meaning being on a jury, and they're looking to actually make sure that there's equity in the jury panel, the jury selection process, just make sure you show up not supposed to be fair and impartial in that selection process, and being able to listen to the law and apply the facts and come to a decision.
Addressing color versus cause.
There's a question that is geared towards striking or getting you off the jury. You have a right to say to the judge, I don't mind asking this question, but I feel like this question is kind of a loaded question. It seems to be some racial undertones here. The right to.
Ms. Wilson, while you were on jury duty, did you feel any type of racial discrimination? Yes, I did. Actually, I did notice they asked specific questions. There was one, because I forget the specific case it was, but they did ask, how do you feel about the police? And, during that specific time, there has been like an increase in, protesting against police brutality. So we know that they were going to ask questions like that. There wasn't anything specifically about, the Blue Lives Matter movement, but they did ask, how do we feel about police? And if there were police on the stand, would we answer honestly, or would we just go against them because we dislike the police? Or would we go for them because, we're for the police and doesn't matter what, actually happened? It's the police that said something, and, their word is the law.
Do you think that we as people should have more of like an intrinsic motivation to learn more about the jury process rather than just opting out? Or do you think there should be certain systems in place, by the state that may that may help educate potential jurors on the importance of being an active participant?
I kind of have an interesting perspective as far as jurors. I kind of believe in what I would poise as professional jurors. I believe that people who sit on the jury should be people who are educated in the law and or have some kind of work experience in the law or legal field or something like that. Only because in Louisiana, or in particular in our parish, the district attorney never agrees for jurors to take notes. And so it's a lot to take in. It's a lot of information, first of all. And then there's a lot of legal things that you must remember, and they have no way of remembering all of that. So if you aren't familiar with how the system works or certain things that happen, it's a very new process for you to go through and learn and be prepared for all at one time, and then make a decision on someone's life at the same time. That's the first thing. The second thing is, every chance I get, I tell people how important it is for them to go to jury duty. I've literally never been called to jury duty before. I know that even if I were, they're not going to choose me for jury duty because I'm an attorney. So I'm the last person they want on a jury, right? But I think it is so important. And I say all the time, in particular to Black people, when I'm having discussions about registering to vote or serving on jury duty or doing what I think is our civic duty, is that we complain so much about the outcome of things, but we don't want to be a part of the process. So we take every opportunity we can. I'm always saddened when I see a jury and when they ask, is there anyone who believes that they shouldn't be or they won't be able to sit on this jury? And half of the Black people that are there are up here trying to get out of jury duty. And I'm sitting there with my head down like, dang, here we go. So now half of y'all just don't even want to be here. That's clear because you're trying to go up and tell the judge why. And so the prosecutor's taking note of that. I'm taking note of that to kind of see where we go from there. So I tell people, when you want to complain about the process, the only way you can make it better is to be a part of it. So you must participate in it. So I think it's very, very important that we educate everyone on the importance of being a part if you have the opportunity. I think it's life-changing. I think you see our system in a different way. It's not like you see on TV. It's not at all what you see on TV or what you hear about most of the time. So I do think it's something that we should be educating people about.
Awesome. Well, that kind of wraps up everything I've had to ask. I want to thank you again for taking time out. I know you're very, very busy and doing this interview for me. I really do appreciate it.
Not a problem at all. Thank you so much.
All right. You have a good day.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right.